Hello, I'm George Commons. It's my privilege to serve as a managing partner of the Barnabas Group Kansas City. And we're joined in Kansas City today by a very distinguished kingdom leader, one of the great leaders in the Faith at Work movement, who's also the co-founder of the Barnabas Group, our dear friend Bob Shank. Bob, welcome to Kansas City.
I was honored to be invited and super glad to be here.
Well, we're honored to have you. So Bob, many of the people I meet are familiar with Bob Buford, the book Halftime, or the Halftime movement. I know you were close personal friends with Bob. One of the things that intrigued me is his personal mission statement of 100X. Can you discuss a memory or insight from your friendship with Bob on how that mission statement of 100X shaped his life and his approach to work and ministry?
Sure. I met Bob in the mid-'80s, and we had in common immediately the fact that we were both second generation in a family business where we had respectively taken over the leadership of those businesses, built them to a point where they had added value, but we were each finding kingdom opportunities in parallel with our for-profit lives, and finding in some pretty significant ways even more fulfillment in doing the things that were outside the realm of our income production. And Bob, with Leadership Network and the work that he was doing with pastors, he had brought his experience from YPO into the faith space and recognized that church leaders could benefit from the same kind of thing that he had benefited from in business. We had hearts that were in sync. When he wrote Halftime about 10 years later, immediately after its publishing and as it became consumed by the people who were the target of Bob's challenge, they began to respond with a question, thanks for ruining my life, what do I do now? And about 6 months after the book was released in the fall of '94, Bob and I had lunch in Chicago at the Hilton at the airport. We had been in town for an interview with Christianity Today. But as we were heading back, him to Texas, me to California, he asked me to consider creating a ministry that would help folks who were dealing with issues surrounding halftime. And what he was really saying, and as we would have described it in better detail, for people that had gotten very clear about their career lives and were at or near the pinnacle of that pursuit, there was an unmet need to figure out what their calling complement was. How do you find a way through process to help leaders already accomplished in their own field find their kingdom calling? And so with that challenge, within a year or so, I had some freedom on my calendar to begin partnering with Bob to create an opportunity answer to his query.
All right, great. Thanks, Bob.